think I would have the button down. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me tonight. You get me all alone, all unadulterated Adam for tonight's episode. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a couple months since I've done a solo episode. And you know what? Like, I like doing these episodes because it keeps me kind of honest. And then secondly, like things build up and they don't really fit into another show, especially like super industry related stuff. So like the Thursday morning show with Joe, he knows a little bit about what I'm talking about, but not all of it. And then when I have another guest on, I don't want to make the show about like what I'm after. I want to make it about the guest, right? So you get these loose ends and then like stuff builds up and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna have a little talk about this. But I do worry that the solo shows get lectury. So I don't want to do that either. So, keep the comments coming. I'm going to keep an eye on it. It's hard to look into the camera and see the comments, but I'm going to do the best that I can. A quick shout out to Heart of the Python. They advertise on Proper Cup of Joe. But I got a note today from somebody who bought a snake from them and found out about them because they were on the Proper Royals channel. How cool was that? It's the whole thing's working. That's the good stuff. That's Bill and Kate. Go follow them if you're not doing that. You should. Who else is here? Nikki, what's up, Nikki? Nikki sent me a nice little encouraging note today. That's how you get a shout out. Chris, what's going on, man? I hope that you're well. Thanks for having me on the show. If you guys didn't see it, it was only last Wednesday. Man, it's sometimes like time feels like it goes like that. And then other times it's like, was that only like 6 days ago? But yeah, 6 days ago, I was on Chris's show. So go check out that episode on the Fat Man Nation. Also, the Deeds Not Words initiative fundraiser, Camp Freedom. You've seen it. It's all over Instagram. You don't have to donate at any given tier. You can just skip your Starbucks one morning and, send like some cash over. I know not everybody's got extra cash. I always found that funny. Like when I was running restaurants, like the servers, they didn't have any money. They didn't know what was going on. Damn, if they didn't have their Starbucks, their pack of smokes, who knows what else in their pockets, man, go give some money to Deeds Not Words. You can find a buck or two for it. Doesn't have anything to do with politics. Doesn't have anything, no politics, no religion, no, none of that. Just good things for good people that deserve it. And the people that have been looking out for us. So there you go. I'll put away the soapbox right now. 27 of you show up. Solo episode 27. I like this. This is cool. Thank you. What else we got? This Sunday, I will be vending. I'm looking at the comments. This is what happens. I look at the comments. I get distracted. Thank you for everybody being here. This Sunday, I'll be vending in St. Paul at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds with the Cold Blooded Expo show. Really good show. Probably for this sort of upper Midwest outside of Tinley, it's the best show and I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to being there. So if you're in the region, come hang out. They do that show 4 times a year. In the fall, there was a little conflict this year. I think they could only get it for the weekend that it was Tinley. So I actually am only vending it a couple times this year. But it's a good show. It's a good hometown show. I'll be wide awake because I won't have to have driven, 5 hours or stayed in a hotel the night before. Boom, head out of the house, head down there, check it out. So take a look at Instagram, take a look at properroyals.com. If you see something that you like, let me know, speak up because I'm taking everything to the show. I got to clear out space for the hatchlings. They're on the way. They're on the way. Another month, and I should have the eggs are already on the ground, but another month I should have some babies to start showing off, which I'm pretty excited about. Not 2 nights from now, but 9 nights from now. Thursday night next week, I'll be playing at the Grand here in Northfield with my good friends Locktune. We got a 3-hour show for you that night. I open the show solo, doing some solo acoustic stuff. They'll play. And then the third set is me with their band, full electric pub rock kind of stuff, having a good time, drink a few beers. If you're driving, maybe don't drink a couple beers. Come hang out if you are in the area. I hope that you are. Check this out. Little rearrangement and announcement here. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this. You ready? If I could make a drum roll, I would. I can't, and I'm not going to bother doing it. I also don't want to push the wrong button because I don't know what I'm doing by myself here. Check this out. Hang on. I got to take off the comment. Hello, Chris. I like you, but I got to take that comment off of there. Check this out. Boom. Little rearrangement. How about that? Look in that bottom right corner. Vision hanging out with proper royals these days. Huge thanks to Vision Cages, and the website is visionproducts.us. I reached out to Vision a little while ago, before Tinley, a few weeks, month before Tinley. I own Vision racks, reptile racks, and rodent racks. I'm jealous of their new stuff, which is really nice, but they've been around. They've been an industry standard for a long time. Matter of fact, I think that the snake racks I have are like 20 years old. I bought them used. And anyhow, I had a really good conversation, a gentleman named Mark there at Vision, and we started kicking around some ideas of maybe where I could bring the company some value. And he says, you know what, at Tinley, we're rolling out a bunch of cool new racks. You want to come hang out, do some filming? We did that, and this is kind of where it's evolved to. And so now I'm proud to say that Vision Racks and Cages and Proper Royals, little support for each other, and I'm thankful for that. So if you guys are looking for particularly a new rodent rack, check out their new Versa racks. The Versa rack line series is out. Yes, it's an advertisement because I'm being compensated and we're working together, but they're legitimately super cool. You got to go check out the video I did from Tinley. It's on the YouTube channel here. A lot of the innovations that they implemented in the Ultra Rack, which was a huge smash success. It's the Cadillac of racks. If maybe you're not in the Cadillac spending category like your boy here, the Versa Rack, man, really, really nice. A lot of the features, man, a lot of the features are the same. They feature the drop-down tubs, so you're not banging the water nipples. The mesh on top fits all the water nipples in the industry that they could find. They've got the feeding hoppers that you can get. They've got the stand for the watering system. They put a lot of innovations into the watering system. All cool stuff. I'll tell you more about it as time goes on, but go check out visionproducts.us is the website, or right down below in the description is a direct link to the rodent Versa racks. Really cool company. I'll tell you, one's a funny story about myself screwing up, but I'll tell you one funny, cool story about when I got talking with Mark there at Vision. Something that interests me are some companies find what they do and they stay static, and they do it, and they're very successful at it. We can probably all think of many companies that do that just in life, not even in our industry. But something I noticed from Vision is every time I look on their website, they've got something new that they're rolling out, whether it's a little gizmo or a great big rack system. There's always something new. And I just brought that up conversationally because experimentation and trying things out is something that I love, but we always did it in the kitchen too. We'd get, sample proteins, or the food distributor wanted us to try out some new sauce or new cooking oil or new brand of steak or whatever. So we were constantly experimenting, and that's where cool stuff came from. And I think it's a really cool company culture. And when I brought that up, it was on the phone. I couldn't see his eyes, but you could hear like the other person's voice just got more alive. And he was like, yeah, that's a really fun and important part of what we do. And I said, it's got to get expensive, because going from an idea to a prototype to iterations and finding out all the little things that are wrong, you have to change the molds. You have to change the engineering. You have to change the shipping logistics every time you do that. And he was like, yeah, but we put out cool killer stuff. And I was like, man, These people. I like this. So anyway, thanks to Vision. Glad to have them as part of the Proper Royals family. If you haven't noticed, coming to you ad-free, you didn't have to watch an ad to get in here. You don't have to watch an ad if you're watching on the replay. Proper Royals live content is ad-free from people like the good folks at Vision. So pretty stoked about that. There you go. Already? You got one? There you go. Ordered it. Yeah, it's pre-ordered. Oh, yeah. They're going to start. So the website still says 7 to 9 weeks. When I talked to Mark earlier this week, he says they should be going out in just a few weeks. I don't know who's where on the list and that kind of stuff, but it sounds a little bit sooner than that 7 to 9 weeks listed on the website. But the features are super cool. Oh, now you're just flexing. You also have an ultra rack. Okay, that's nice. I would like to have one too one day. We'll see about that. I got to give a special shout out to the RWO boys for making the kind introduction to Mark at Vision for me. I talk relationships. I talk about reaching out and connecting with people and how it's one of the best things that this community brings, and that people have knowledge and connections outside of our own little spheres. Those guys really hooked it up. I've known Justin since I was in Jacksonville, Florida, and he was buying his first ball pythons. I still remember him zipping around the expo, the Jacksonville Repticon, and me being like, who is this dude? Anyway, thanks very much to those guys. Good things happen when there's good relationships built. So I think the RWO guys, go check out their podcasts and their channel and their entertainment. Very cool. So Vision, pretty excited about that. Make sure to check them out and give them a little bit of love. What other business do I have? I talked about the gig. I talked about vending this week coming up. I apologize. I've been slacking on properroyals.com, updating it. After this show, whatever inventory is left, I'll update Morph Market and properroyals.com. If there's something you're looking for, let me know. And then the hatchlings start, like I say, they start coming a month from now. So all in good timing. You're not really missing out unless you're into some, banana clowns and pies. Come talk to me. I got them for you. Let me know if you are looking for something, but I will have properroyals.com up to date by then. And then the cool stuff I'm still posting on Instagram, and Morph Market still does have some pretty cool stuff on it. Oh, I promised you a nonsense story about myself. So I could tell the story and laugh about it now because it worked out. But so I go to Tinley and meet with Vision. And Mark says, come film at, I can't remember, it was 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock on Friday. Doesn't matter. End of the day, VIP. I said, perfect. That's fine. Man, I was excited. I got these new lights. I'm ready with the lights. I didn't bring the Canon camera, but it was because I learned some new technology with the iPhone camera that you can use as like your filming camera. But it'll do this thing. It's called center stage. It'll do this thing where it follows you. So it's really cool in like a demo setting where you can move around and it'll always center you on the screen. You guys could Google that if you want, or I don't know, talk about it another day. So I was all pumped. I was like, I got this. I brought my laptop over. I brought my little iPhone over. I got my lamp and my light. I'm looking like I'm knowing what I'm doing. I meet Mark for the first time in person. We've only talked on the phone once before that. He says, cool, man, let's get down to filming. We filmed for 20 minutes. Great, great interaction, chemistry, right off the cuff. He knows his products. He's already had a long day. I've had a long day. I drove in. I'm doing my questions. I'd done my product research, so I knew a little bit about some of the features. So I'm highlighting some of those. We're dancing. Wrap it up. He goes, man, did you get it? And I said, yeah. And there was even a moment where like the lighting fell over and it knocked the camera over. So we even had like a blooper reel. And I get it all wrapped up. I check on the laptop, and the program I was using, much like StreamYard, when you hit go live, you actually have to hit go live twice on StreamYard. The record for a recorded session, you have to hit record twice, and I'd only hit it once. So nothing recorded. So here I am, the guy going, I'm really good with media. I'm really going to represent your brand. I can crush this. I can bring value to you guys. Here's these companies that I've worked with. They're very happy with me. I know what I'm doing. And I hadn't hit record. So I had a little internal fight with myself. I was like, man, there's no way to fake this. I was like, I just got to come out and be forthright. I just have to own it, make it better, fix it, do whatever. But I didn't have any relationship with the guy. So I tell him I hadn't hit record. And he was like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, I'm being 100% serious. I don't know you well enough to joke around right now. And he said two things. He says, even the blooper? I was like, yeah, I don't have the blooper. And I said, do you want to record again? Do you want me to go away and you never see me again? What do you want to do? I said, I'm really sorry, but all I could be is up front. And he says, I'm going to need about 30 minutes and you can come back. So I went to my booth and I stood there like I was in timeout for like 26 minutes. And then walked back and we redid the video and it was totally cool. And I'm so thankful for his patience and his kindness, which he really didn't owe me. So now like I feel even more indebted to Vision, but they're good people is what I'm saying. And it was a funny story and I could tell the funny story now because of that. So anyhow, there we go. Speaking of good people that have helped me out along the way and that hopefully have helped out a little bit, Charlie at Phenome. Phenome just released the rainbow test. Did you guys see that? I hope you saw it. I have to say, I didn't know about it. They got a lot going on. I'm not mad. I didn't know about it. I saw it. All you got to do is turn on Instagram. You'll see it. It wasn't like I was breaking the news. They have a press team to break their news. Don't worry. We're good. But how cool was that? I didn't even know Charlie was working on it, man. Like, I'm excited. They're going to get some business from me. And yes, I do have to, there comes a time where a test costs me something. They are going to make some money on this rainbow test. I'm excited for it, man. I'm pumped. If you guys didn't know, go check out phenome.com. Shed testing is done. Shedtesting.com is done. Charlie is still there. Charlie's still handling the shed testing. Go to phenome.com. You can Phenome, Phenome, link down in the description. You go to phenome.com, see everything that they offer. They also just unveiled the blue tongue skink sex test. I wish I knew more about blue tongue skinks, but I have to think if they put the time and the research and the money and the R&D into it, that there's a demand for it. And it's a pretty big deal in the world of skinks. So go check that out. But I am pumped about the rainbow test. Thanks, guys. I can't wait to see what you guys have around the corner. I know you always got things cooking, man. This is cool. I will be sending many rainbow tests in, man. So cool. All right. I think that's like the business announcements to get through. I mixed up some of the promos. We'll get in some other promos later. Let me see. I think that's the business updates that I have on there. Have you guys noticed, like, what's the beginning at the beginning of a work of fiction? All accounts are completely made up or not about anything in particular. I'm not speaking on anybody or anything in particular. It's not my style to go calling people out. Whatever works for other people is their business. That's cool. I'm down with it. Do you do your thing. I got too much going on in my world to try and police the world or anything. But I do see things sometimes where I'm like, you're shooting yourself in the foot, man. And like the amount of stuff that people want to air as in dirty laundry on Instagram or Facebook or whatever public or a podcast or whatever. I don't get it. I titled tonight's episode, when I was thinking through a lot of these things, I was like, this is all just ego driven. It's people putting their egos first rather than their brand or their own, like whether you're a business or not, your name is your brand. Like, protect that. Doesn't that drive you nuts if your name isn't held in high regard? It doesn't mean you have to live up to any particular standard. Live up to your own standard. Look around the industry. There's all sorts of people doing their own thing in their own way, being true to themselves. But look after yourself. Like, oh, I don't get it. And I'm not here to just like complain or whine. So I really put some thought into this, because there's not a whole lot of things that I claim to be like really good at or accomplished at, certainly not in the snake and reptile world. I'm still here, which surprises some people, but otherwise not a whole lot. But leading large groups, developing future business leaders, and being fairly successful in my own business ventures throughout my career in restaurants, which is a weird place to do business, I was really good at. And it got me to where I'm at in life. It got me to a point where I could say, I think I want to buy a car wash and raise some snakes in it. Like, I'm thankful that I can say that, but it also got me there. And I worked my butt off, and I still have to make it work. That's a responsibility of my family that I've taken that money and done that. What I'm saying is, though, I learned time and again that egos crush brands. Unless your brand is kind of Jerry Seinfeld in the total entertainment way, your ego generally gets in the way of like good decisions and good brand building. I'll tell you a story that you can imagine how it would work I'll tell you a couple stories. These are all from outside of the snake world. Cause like I say, I'm not trying to throw bombs at anybody. We're all human. I don't even know if they're mistakes. I wouldn't do them, but I can't even say that they're mistakes. They're just not my style. And I don't think in the long run, building your own brand, your reputation, whether that be business, personal, hobby, will somebody even talk to you at a reptile expo or want to hang out with you? Like, that's what I mean by your brand. It doesn't have to be your business. It could just be your brand. I'll tell you a story. And like I said, I'll share a few with you. But you can think of the analogies. So he was an intern, but he had been a server for me for several years. Outstanding kid. Was studying hospitality at a very well recognized hospitality school with a great hospitality program. I used to do guest lectures in their hospitality program, and I also would take on interns. And the whole idea of interns was to get them through their schooling, through their degree, but also to give them a launching pad. And every now and again to try and hire internally. The best ones, if they're already great for us, we want to hire them internally. And this guy was good at what he did. He was very smart. He was very accomplished in his academics. And there was a lady that had a bad salmon. And he's convinced that every time this lady comes in, she takes advantage of us for this salmon. And instead of handling it right, and this was in a private membership club as well, and we have ways to handle that. If somebody orders a salmon and 6 times they send the salmon back, either stop ordering the salmon, or we're not letting you send it back, or we're not going to not charge you for it. Like, we could do that in a private club setting. So there were many ways to handle what was about to transpire. And he takes the salmon away and he mumbles something under his breath in frustration. And he shouldn't have done that, but that's a human part of it. And then she says something to him. Can you imagine the member? This is at a club with helicopter pads. All right. Can you imagine that the dining room manager intern is possibly going to win a shouting match with the member at this club? And I tell you all of this because his decision right then came down to him wanting to win, which we see all the time. We always want to win, right? He wanted to win. He knew the facts. She's taking advantage of us for the salmon. He knew that she was being rude to him. Everybody saw it. And he turns around and he says something to her, and she calls him a profane word. Let's say an asshole. And he responds, "That's it. Nobody treats me that way." Calls her some sort of similar name in kind. And as you can imagine, at that point, there's nothing I can do except try to gracefully get this guy exited, A, out of the building, and B, out of the job. And eventually he left the industry altogether. I have to think that moment played into his decision to leave. And I say all that because I don't want to rewrite history or give lectures about what people should or shouldn't do. But the root problem was that this member that paid an initiation fee of 50 grand and something like $16,500 a year for their membership was taking advantage of a $4 piece of salmon for her ego. And all this dude had to do was let her win. We would have handled it behind the scenes. Yeah, sure. At some point we go, you know what, Mrs. So-and-so, we're tired of dealing with you abusing our salmon. On the other hand, at $4 a pop, you could pretty much not possibly eat enough salmon in your lifetime to cost us money after what you've paid us. You guys have been watching Instagram. You could probably imagine there are people that just want to win and they do it at the expense of their brand. I have seen, there are brands that I see and names that I see on Instagram. I can't even remember what they posted that rubbed me the wrong way, but they're squarely in my probably not going to do business with them file. I don't know what they did. I never met them in my life. They're probably fine people. I remember one of their posts and me going, that's someone I don't want to do business with, or they're more headache and drama than they're worth. Or if they treated somebody that they did business with that way, what happens if me and them have a disagreement and we can't have a conversation? It's just not worth it. It's not worth your headache. And I'll tell you a story about myself where to this day, I'm completely convinced I was in the right. And I know it cost me several $1,000s. And I just decided to walk away. And I'll tell you why. It's not because I didn't want to go looking for trouble. I'll tell you why I walked away. I had to keep this one vague. I'm in a new market. I'm working with some a new brand alignment, and there's some investments made. After a very short period of time, it's very clear that we are not good partners. It is not a good alignment. It is not a good arrangement. I said so in a very constructive way. I said, thanks for everything up to this point. We need to part ways. I need some of my investment back. I'm going to stop with the details right there. It ended up being, nope, not going to do it. Because I was in a new market, and for what I just said, I didn't want to be seen as the guy that blows up a new market. I didn't want to be seen as the guy. You guys see, I do a lot with brand arrangements and brand alignments and representing brands. I didn't want to be seen as, I could have won a lawsuit in small claims court. I probably could have pushed the button and called cops. That chunk of money wasn't worth the public risk to my reputation. To this day, myself and the other party that I know of have never spoken publicly about each other in any kind of negative way. And as frustrated as I am, and if I see the person, they know we're not going to have a good conversation, or the people. However, it's always been kept quiet and never aired. And I think it's been important, and it in retrospect, it turned out to be a good move over many years now. So there's some food for thought. I don't know what to, I don't know what to say. And I don't think I'm telling anybody anything new, but I am saying, like, egos shoot ourselves in the foot. Like, if you really want to win, maybe pick up the phone and have a conversation, like have it out that way. Why would you do it? Like, when you think about it in a non angry way, what doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't do anybody any good on those egos. Here's the other thing that I see about it. This is a little bit of a side venture from the whole ego conversation. How many people do you see get mad for something that didn't happen, that they never had in the first place? Think about that. Yes, they're let down because they were expecting something and it didn't happen, but they never had it in the first place. They never actually lost anything except the excitement that they built themselves up for, which is frustrating, but it is not a loss. Now, on top of that, they're hurting their brand instead of just getting on with business and getting on with life. Like unreal. It's like buying a stock for $10. It goes up to 18, but you don't sell it. And then it goes back down to 10 and you're like furious with yourself. You never had it in the first place. You didn't lose. You just got to wait again, or you got to find the next opportunity or the next right buying price. There's always another buying opportunity around the corner. Somebody's going to, none of what we do is really truly proprietary. And actually, I'm going to talk about that with this whole new gene game stuff that I see going on. None of it's really proprietary. There's a small amount of time where you legitimately maybe could be one or a couple of controlling people in something that's proprietary, like a new gene. But as soon as one person sells it, it's not proprietary anymore. Then it's just who can do the things the best, right? So anyway, people airing their dirty laundry, egos, losing their mind over something they never actually had in the first place. You just got to get on and find the next seller. If more than one person has it, it's not proprietary. Your money's still green. Go give your money to somebody else, right? Just my thoughts, just my venting. Adam letting it out. Little catharsis with Adam tonight. Tara, you're right. You got to know when to pick your battles. They're almost not even worth, like, to me, most of the battles aren't worth picking because the outcome isn't going to change. Like, I do always ask myself, like, what's the alternative? Well, lowered reputation or no harm to reputation and either headache lost, or in one case, there was quite a bit of money lost. But to be honest, my reputation was worth so much more than it. And it was a lesson that I learned. I've applied some lessons from that to my future decisions. So, there we go. What else we got in the, CJ Creations. I have your card upstairs. CJ Creations, I met at Tinley. Yeah. The greatest revenge, what do they say, is living life well, right? Don't get in a slap fight on the internet. Go live life well. And in 5 years, look back and go, I don't even remember what that was that pissed me off, because it didn't take up any extra moment of time in your head. Your head and your time are all that you got in this world. Like, don't give that away to other people. Yeah, there you go. I'm with you. There we go. We got a little empathy from the audience, a little connection going on. I like this. I need you guys' input on this. I heard a story this week, and I don't run in these circles, so I don't know. And I'm probably gonna get myself in trouble, but maybe not. I don't know. I stay out of trouble pretty well. I'm mostly asking the questions, but I'm also going to think out loud a little bit. So I heard a story this week of a customer that I have who is investing heavily, fantastic, out of my league. I don't have the stuff that he's investing heavily in. He's been very kind and purchased some things for me. When I say heavily, I'm talking 5 figures on a specific animal. And he had a deal in place. Let's just say it's more than the low end of 5 figures. He has a deal in place, and he gets told after the deal's in place that the seller can't sell it because there was a vote taken among the people that control the gene, and they told him that those 5 figures weren't enough. I don't know if any of this is true. The story that was told to me, this story was told to me, that part is true. I could tell you the person telling it to me has zero reason to lie. No reason. And I'm not saying his name. So it doesn't matter. Like, he didn't tell me this stuff to get me riled up. Like, I just got thinking about it afterwards. And the funny thing, here's the funny thing, and here's what really got me thinking about it. So the guy turns down his significant 5 figures because the group said, nah. He went to somebody else that had the same gene, who turns out they were asking less for the gene. So now, like, the cartel that's playing, like, do you remember when you're a kid? Like, I don't know, maybe you guys aren't old enough. I'm old enough. Like, my buddies and I, we would play in like the woods, and we'd make forts, and then we'd have our boys, and we would defend the fort, and there'd be some other boys, and they'd have a fort, and we'd take each other's forts, and there'd be like a president of the fort and a vice president of the fort, and it was all just dumb pretend to throw some sticks at each other. And that's what this feels like. So here's like this conglomerate that they've taken a vote to decide what the price of this will be. Somebody slipped up because there was one over here. And meanwhile, all of them are saying 5 figures, this 5 figures ain't enough. And this dude over here is going, yeah, you want one, you get one, you can have one, you can get one. And I don't really know, because like I say, I don't run in these circles. But does that stuff go on? Like, is that how this works? Like, yeah, get the money, get it now. Some people might not realize this about me. I love capitalism. I get it. I don't want to debate. I'm not here to debate that there are downsides to it. I love it like I love having a great beer in a pub with friends. I enjoy the process of capitalism. If I drink too many beers in the pub with my friends, bad things can happen. I get there's residual issues with capitalism. I'm saying I enjoy the process of capitalism. I enjoy the process of figuring out what something is worth, how to get it to who wants it, and at what price so they are happy and I can make $1. That gets me going. Man, I love it. And hopefully I do it in an ethical, caring way where I'm not, kneecapping people along the way. But I love that part of it. I don't knock what somebody can get for their snake. If you could get 15 or 20 grand for a snake, God bless you. As long as you're up front and it's 2 consenting adults, much like most things in life. If it's 2 consenting adults that are both into something, I don't care. So my issue is not that. My issue is not that somebody shouldn't get paid or shouldn't get their bag, especially if you're one of the people that isolated and put in, isolated the gene and put in all the work to prove it out. And it's cool. God bless you. Godspeed. Go do it. When people try to manipulate or control the market, that's where I'm like, A, that's anti-capitalist. B, the market's undefeated. The market's going to market, man. You're not going to control it. The third part is, look, maybe the guys at Phenome could explain it better. I don't really understand how mutations work, but unless you have the snake that mutated that gene, it's already out there somewhere else. It's not proprietary. It's out there already. I don't know what the odds are that like that particular gene mutate or that particular snake mutated the gene. I think it's a whole lot more likely that there are tons of unidentified, unisolated, particularly recessive heterozygous representations out there, all in the market. And chances are very rare that there's truly a proprietary, isolated incident of any given gene. So I've just kind of been having fun playing through scenarios of like, what would I like? And the thing is, look, it's a cool gene. I get wanting to protect it and wanting to maximize it. I think the odds of me ever being in that driver's seat are tiny. I don't know what the book on that is like. And what's even less odds is that I'm going to be the guy that buys a 6-figure gene early enough to be one of the few people that could control a market for a very short amount of time. So I'll probably never be that guy, but I got thinking about like, what is the strategy? Do you just do it alone and you just keep all of them that you can and hype it all that you can? But that's limiting, right? One person can only do so much and you're only going to be able to put it to what's in your election. So you need to have like a crew, but any crew, somebody's going to slip up. Like there's always one person. Like how many voters, and I don't know, I'm just envisioning now, I'm just making up crap now. Say there's 6 or 8 or 10 voters. You telling me 10 people going to go around the room and turn down 5 figures? Even if they do publicly, you don't think they're going to be like, where's this buyer? I don't know where I don't know where that gene came from. I don't know how that guy got that gene. I don't know how that stuff works. Maybe actually, that's an episode I should do with Leviathan. To be honest, one of these nights he and I can have uh, a debate on this. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at everybody's on this page. Like, if if I own something and me and a buyer determine what it's worth, I'm not going to have somebody else tell me what I can and can't do with my own property. Nor would I allow them to. I mean, I guess if somebody puts a gun to my head, I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to pay attention for the moment. But I'm exiting the group directly, right? I mean, it's kind of a weird thing. Like I say, I've never been. I don't know how that stuff plays out or who has what on each other. Hard to say. It was a little fun exercise for myself on the new genes, but what I'm really trying to get across is the free market. It's a blast, but it's really rarely defeated, and it's controlled only for a very, 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 very short amount of time, is my opinion. I would be livid if I were one of the dudes in the group. That somebody turned down to set a market at that, because my understanding is they weren't selling them up here. They had offers here. And then, like I say, somebody slipped up because dude over here's got them and he's selling them like hotcakes, and he's turning 5 figures into 6 figures, I don't know if that, like I say, I had some fun, like just mental gymnastics going through, figuring some of that stuff out. That's kind of what I have. Yeah. Again, like people trying to control prices of other people's property. I get it. I don't want anybody in the neighborhood selling their house for $1 or 25% of the value or the perceived value. Unless I'm the one that can go buy it from them, I don't have a say in the matter. That's why here's the best question or the best response you can ever get if somebody has something to say about your prices. Ask them if they are making an offer or they are buying it. If they are, get down to business, talk price. Otherwise, not their business. Adios. If you want to buy them and price them how you want. If you want to pay me, let's talk price and negotiate. Otherwise, what are you doing? Get out of here. Like, just because you haven't figured out how to make money at their prices doesn't mean it's not possible. Or just because they haven't figured out how to sell them at your prices doesn't mean they'll stay in business. What are you going to chase? What are you going to chase? I choose figuring out my own business model is my thing. This story real quick before too, but one of the best advices I've ever heard. It's so stinking simple. I'm really sorry for the internet connection. I made the cardinal sin. I didn't check which network I was on. I was still on the extender. I made the cardinal sin of, the cardinal sin was the network. So I'm hanging out before a gig. I don't know where it cut out. Best business advice I ever got. I'm hanging out before a gig, and this national touring band. And then we had the spot before the headliner. And then there was a pure opener band, and they were having, this one dude, he's just down. We can't make money. We're not selling merch. We're better musicians than half the people on the scene. And he's just going on, and he's just a downer. It's just one of those people that sucks to hang out with because of all the complaining. And the front man for the national touring band, he just looked at me, he says, and not even mad, not even like in a rude way, like in a, hey, listen to me way. He says, if your business model isn't working, change your business model. And we all went on, and the kid, he walked off. He got all mad. He thought he was being like lectured or whatever. But it's exactly true. Like, you're not going to control the market. You got to figure out how to fit into the market. You got to figure out how to control your own costs. You got to figure out how to farm your own opportunities, market things. That's where marketing and sales meet, where those good results happen. All of those things. But controlling the market, I'm not a believer in it. I'm like I say, I'm curious for feedback. I'm curious people on the replay and in the comment section. Maybe there's a piece that I'm missing. I'm not sure. I got to say thanks to a few people, guys. I ship with Redline Shipping for their service, their care, the insurance, the information that their website provides. I know there's people out there. You're checking where the nearest hub is. You're checking if you should ship or not on Redline's page, but you don't buy your label from them. That's on you. Sorry, nobody needs a lecture, especially in an ad promo. That was my opinion. Go take care of Redline, though. Use the promo code PROPER5. You're going to get the white glove service with them, and it is there's a phone number that you can call for service, for education on when to ship, how to ship. They have the equipment for you to ship, the supplies. Buy it from Redline. Thanks to Robin and the team at Redline. Second to none in the industry, for sure. BNS Reptilia. I shuffled them around. I'm off my routine. That's Chris Shelley at BNS Reptilia. He's Reptilia because along with ball pythons, he's working with blood pythons, locality boas, colubrids of all shapes and sizes, Pituophis, the bull snakes, the pine snakes. If you're interested in any of that, get in touch with Chris at BNS Reptilia. He'll make sure that, A, it's legal for you to have them where you live. If you need permits or paperwork where you live, he's going to make sure you're taken care of on that front as well. Chris is my vending business partner at Tinley, and we own some animals together, including a handful of some 66% rainbows that we're going to be sending those shed tests off to Phenome now that Phenome's rolled out their rainbow test, right? Pretty good stuff there. Sundog Serpents, that's Sarah and Josh down in Orlando, Florida. They've got eggs in the incubator. Their blood python just laid some eggs. They've got a lot going on. They are currently working on first off, TSK Axanthic is their line, the line of Axanthic that they work with. So if you like TSK, check them out. They've got Axanthic Zebra ingredients and combos, Stranger Hypo Clown combos, TSK Clowns, Hypo Ultramel Pied, and Hypo TSK Pied projects too. Pretty cool stuff. Sarah and Josh, I've had the good fortune of knowing them for over 5 years. We used to vend together down on the Repticon circuit in Florida. We're working a monsoon clown project right now as we speak. They're people that not only I promote, but that I do business with as well. Reagan Renee, Royal Pythons. That's Charlie Ryan out in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Check out ReaganRenee.com. You don't need to put Royal Pythons on the end. ReaganRenee.com. All of Charlie's inventory is on ReaganRenee.com. If you buy from that website, he's going to ship it to you for free. If you buy from that website and use the promo code PROPER10, just for hanging out here, you're going to get another 10% off and the free shipping. This is pretty good. go check out reaganrenee.com. Charlie works pretty heavily with analytics and metrics in his daily professional life. And he's implemented that in some really cool calculators that come down to calculating the value or the likely outcome of value for shed testing a particular clutch, also particular pairings. Now, all the financial implications you have to enter yourself, but it's going to ask you for some valuations, and then it's going to do a range of calculations for you. Those calculators are free on reaganrenee.com, help you make stronger, informed decisions for your breeding and your budding business, you know? So go check out reaganrenee.com. Keeper Kane is Kane and Michelle Fritz Wallace at Keeper Kane, their YouTube channel down. They're from Tennessee. They document their whole life and experience with their animals on their channel. Kane just finished building and outfitting a whole new rodent facility at his property there. That's all documented on the channel. He's got big snakes, ball pythons, aquatics, and tarantulas. Cool channel, good friends. And if you're in any group chat or many of the Patreons, you've probably come across Kane. Really good dude and super enthusiastic supporter of the community. So go check out the Keeper Kane channel on YouTube. Always family friendly, safe for work. And again, big shout out to Phenome. Go check out the rainbow tests that they have available now. Vision racks and cages. Check out the Versa rodent racks that they've just released. You could pre-order now, and they're shipping in a matter of weeks. This isn't like pre-order and then they're going to fund manufacturing and then they're going to hope to ship. No. The stuff is there. It's getting packed up. It's ready to go. They're just sorting out the logistics at this point. But it is all real. It's all complete. You can check out the video of it on Proper Royals YouTube channel from live from Tinley. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I haven't been able to keep up on all of the comments. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, Jeff, you got a little jury duty, huh? Let me You're gonna explain you're a farmer, huh? I like it. I actually did business with the local farm bank under basic farm economics and farm banking principles. Let me know how it goes. That could be a new hack for all you ball python breeders that get summoned for jury duty. Good luck, Jeff. I hope it goes well. Jeff is another Minnesota breeder. Really cool to see you on here. Thanks for hanging out, man. Yeah, Stephen brings up this. I have seen this too of people deciding that so-and-so can't buy a particular snake either, or a particular gene. My feelings on that are actually the exact, precisely the same amount. If somebody earns the reputation that they do that, maybe. But in general, if my money ain't green enough for somebody, that's okay. And that gets filed away up here. I'll remember that. There'll be a time. Yeah, my feelings are quite similar on that. I guess if the buyer, again, if they've earned that reputation, that's part of that free enterprise capitalism. Like I like deregulation. I don't want regulation. I don't want manipulation of markets. I wouldn't want that. But if somebody earns a reputation, but I don't like gatekeeping either. You know what I mean? That's a sticky one for me. I got to think through that. Maybe ask me when I come up with a bazillion-dollar snake. Yeah, Jeff, we need an update on the we need an update if they go for it. Jeff's watching on the cell phone, which is cool. There's a portrait and a portrait's this way. There's a portrait and a landscape broadcast of Proper Royals, all live Proper Royals content. Now, let me see. I got some notes here. Let me see. Did I miss anything on here? I don't think so. I'm going to leave you with, I think people go broke because of their egos. People go broke because they're too proud to do a certain kind of work. Okay. People go broke because they think that they're controlling stuff, because of their egos. Okay. People go broke because they ruin their reputation because they want to win in a stupid $4 salmon public spat. That's no good. Think about that stuff, guys. Protect your brand, serve your brand, not your ego. Hey, next week I got Robbie Richard from Argen Reptiles, breeder down in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Excellent dude. We did business for I think a couple years, advertising and promoting Argen Reptiles. Stand-up guy. Always love to catch up with Robbie. He's going to be on the show next week. He's also breeding some killer stuff. He's also built a whole new facility, like ground up type of like construction building, not just like outfit here in the basement kind of thing. He'll be on the show next week. One of the good dudes in the community and the hobby. So come check it out next Tuesday night. Thank you. You guys, you did it. Let's put some balloons out. You hung out with Adam for an hour tonight, and we did it together. Thank you, everybody. I will see you same place, same time next week. If I don't say it often enough, I can't express how flattered and thankful I am that you guys come hang out. I left an industry where I hung out and worked with 10s and 20s, if not on special occasions, hundreds of other people. And now I do like kind of the complete opposite. And I miss the camaraderie is the one thing that I miss so much about my career. And you guys helped me fill that on Tuesday night. So I'm very, very thankful. I don't often get a chance to share that in the flow of having other guests on, but I'm very, very thankful for it. Thanks for the participation. If you took half a second to see what I got going on tonight, I'm very, very thankful. Take care of all of these brands that are supporting me and supporting this industry, keeping us going. And otherwise, guys, thank you so much. I will see you next week. Bye.